Hello everybody, Lord Almighty here. Today is Saturday, June 15th, 2019, and I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. I am going to be bait fishing. And I won't be using just any bait. I am going to be using bait that I catch myself. So what I've done here is I have come to this little creek, and I am going to throw around this little 1-inch gulp minnow on a 1/64 ounce jig head, and hopefully I can catch some suitably sized fish to use as bait on some deeper holes further down the river. So step one of today's episode is I'm going to see if I can fill up that bait bucket with some particularly succulent bait fish. There we go, fish on. What do we got here? Look at that, that's perfect. That's exactly what I'm after today. This is a fall fish, maybe about 4 inches long. That is absolutely what I want today. So this one is going in the bucket. Oh, if I can get it open and get him in there well enough. Now, don't flop back in the water. I'm certainly not used to catching my own bait. That's going to be my excuse. There we go. What have I got here? Ah, it's a little sunfish. It's a little red breast sunfish. It's not really what I'm after today. If he were a little bit smaller, I might keep him, but I think I'm going to let this guy go. I'm targeting mostly fall fish and creek chubs today. There we go, fish on. It looks like another sunfish. There are a lot of sunfish in this creek. That one's way too big. So I might have to wade through these before I can get something usable as bait. Fish on. There we go. There's another nice little fall fish. Nice bait-sized fish. I'm gonna keep the minnow bucket in the shade for as long as I can. Don't want the water to overheat and stress these fish out too much. These fish are pretty sturdy and hardy, but I still want them nice and fresh and lively for when I drift them in front of a big smallmouth or catfish or walleye or something. There we go. Oh, that's a largemouth. Look at that. Look at that. Now, I believe today is the opening day of bass season after being closed for the spawn, but I don't think I have to measure to tell that this fish is a little bit below the 12-inch size limit. So he's going back. Now that is a tiny sunfish. You know what? I think I might just keep that one. That is definitely a suitable bait-sized sunfish. There we go. Oh my goodness, another dinky sunfish. That's going in the bucket. There we go. Oh, juicy one. Oh yeah. This one's going to the collection. There we go. Another nice, juicy fall fish. There we go. There we go. Another fall fish for the bucket. There we we go. Oh, there's a ton of these things in this pool. This might be my last stop. Oh. There was one sunfish down there, and of course I caught it. It's a big sunny. Fish of the day. Alright, there we go. Another nice one. God, these are all the fall fish I've been catching have been like the perfect size. Couldn't be happier. Alright guys, well as you can see, I've got plenty of these creek chubs to use as bait. I threw those two little sunfish back. So I'm going to take these to a deeper hole on the main stem of the Raritan River, and I'm going to see if anything's hungry today. So, raise your hand if you didn't know I was going to come to this spot. Your hand is raised. You must be new here. Welcome to the channel. My name is Lord Almighty. Very nice to meet you. But yeah, year in and year out, this is one of the premier big fish spots on the Raritan River. There's big smallmouths here, there's big trout in here, big catfish, big walleye, big stripers. If it's in the river, it is here and it gets big. And I am here to get me some. So I've got my fall fish all rigged up on a circle hook. I got a 1 ounce sinker right up above it. So I'm just going to toss it out and I'm going to see if anything wants it. So while we're waiting for a big old fish to come find my bait, I just wanted to give you guys a little PSA about fishing with bait. If you decide to catch your own bait like I did today, there's two things you have to do. First of all, check the regulations of where you're getting the bait from. Whether you're fishing for bait with a hook and line or minnow traps or a cast net, make sure that you're following all of the appropriate gear restrictions and bag limits as well. Oh, hang on a second. I think I just got bit. Either that or that fall fish started freaking out. I'll get back to that thought once I figure out what's going on here. Here we go, fish on. That didn't take very long. My bait was only in there for about a couple of minutes. Oh, am I snagged? Oh, I might be snagged. It doesn't feel like there's a fish on anymore, and I can't get it out of that snag, so I'm just gonna break it off. Now that sucks. Okay, all rigged up again. Let's give this another try. So getting back to what I was saying before about catching your own bait. First, check the regulations. The fall fish that I used for bait today, they fall under the miscellaneous category in New Jersey, where you can keep up to 25 combined in a day, and there's no size limit. So I'm well within the limits on those. And the second thing you need to do is make sure you catch the bait from the same watershed where you plan to use it. The spot I caught the bait today was a part of the Raritan River drainage, which is where I am today. Obviously, I wouldn't want to go use these on the Delaware River because that's a completely different drainage. The reason why you don't want to do that is because you may transfer disease or bacteria or microorganisms from one watershed to another, and it could potentially harm the watershed that you're fishing in. Since this bait is from the Raritan River drainage, I know that whatever is up where I caught the bait has already made its way downriver here, so there's really no chance of any kind of cross-contamination. So if you buy fish from, a bait shop, those are usually pretty much certified disease-free. Those are safe to use just about anywhere. But if you catch your own bait, just make sure you catch it from the same watershed that you plan to use it. Got another bite. I'm gonna let him take it. Alright, I think he's got enough of it. Let's see what we can do here. I don't know what was going on over there. Any teeth marks on this guy? I don't see anything. No, he looks clean as a whistle. Alright, I'll huck him back out there. Got something out. Oof! I don't know what that was, but it was big. Oh my goodness. I was pulling out a snag. He must have been chomping down on it while I was snagged. I didn't feel him. Wow. Alright. Well, they're on the feed. That's good news. Oop. I might have a bite right here. Oh, he's off. That was a big fish. Well, bigger than my bait anyway. That was definitely a bite. Yep, you can see there's some scales scuffed off of this guy. I don't know what it could have been, but that was definitely a bite. Let's throw it back in there. See if he'll come back for it. What was essentially happening was I was just getting snagged too much with the weight, so I just took the weight off and now I'm freelining essentially. Okay, we got another bite. This time I'm going to let him take it good. I'm using a circle hook, so I'm not too worried about him swallowing it. Is he still on? Well, he's not running with it anymore. But I don't feel any chewing. Let's see if he's got it. Oh, he came off again. Dang it. I'm going to drop it back and see if he wants to eat it again. That was a nice fish. I could feel the weight of him. Oh, he's on it again. He's on it again. This time I'm just going to let him eat it. Just eat it as much as you want. You can eat it and poop it out for all I care. Did he drop it or is he on? Man, this fish has been playing with this bait for a long time. I don't know what it is. Well, I don't want to say what I think it is or what it's acting like, because that might jinx it. But if it is what I think it is, I'm about to have a really good day if I can catch this thing. Oh, I'm snagged. Dang it. Damn, I feel some weight on here. Is it snagged? It's snagged. Son of a... Okay, I popped it off. I think I might have lost my bait, though. Yep, my bait just came right off. No, it broke off. Alright, so update time. I've been at it for about 2 hours. I got a few hits early on, but since then I've just been losing rigs to snag after snag after snag. So this is my last live fall fish. I have 2 more in the bucket that are dead, so I'm going to toss this guy out there and hope he gets me something besides the bottom. Are you serious? Are you serious? It was in the water for 5 seconds and it snagged. Ah, you've got to be joking. Alright, I pulled it free. Let's get this thing repositioned. I mean, there are a lot of rocks down there. I'm not gonna pretend that it's free and easy down there, but geez, I can't catch a break. Alright guys, well, no surprise, at least not to me, my last livey met his inglorious end on a snag. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got one of my dearly departed bait fish on this hook, and I'm just going to toss it out there and just let it soak forever. Maybe I'll get a catfish or something. And in the meantime, I did bring a second pole, so I'm going to tie on a couple of lures, toss those around, see if I can't salvage this day somehow. Well guys, that is going to do it for me today. I gave it hell at that spot for over 3 hours, and I just could not make it work. I did get a few bites on the fall fish that I was using for bait, but I just couldn't come tight on them. It's like they were dropping it and picking it up and dropping it and just doing that over and over, and man, it was absolutely driving me nuts. So yeah, it didn't work out for me today. I'm not going to stand here though and say that fishing with bait doesn't work. I mean, people have been doing it for thousands of years and have caught more than their fair share of fish on it. So I just need to up my game, I guess, if I want to go ahead and try that again. But more than likely, if I decide to fish for my own bait again, I'm probably just going to spend the whole day fishing for the bait instead of trying to catch other fish on it. So, thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next adventure.